Hey folks, Quillyton here and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Liberal Crime Squad. Slightly different visual layout over here. When I originally set up my capture, I was looking at the sort of the title screen and there was a border around everything. And so I'd set up a crop that was inadvertently dropping the last line over here. Most screens don't have anything down there, but there's a couple of them that did. I don't think anything was ever missed, but like if I go, there we go. If I go here to review your Liberal and Assemble squads, you guys wouldn't have seen these two buttons, these two options at the bottom. So that has been corrected. Let's see, plans for today. So I went and, so the first two episodes are up. Great feedback, interesting commentary sometimes from both sides. Lots of people are very much enjoying themselves. Some people are, you know, a little salty about some of the content in here. Again, from both sides, which I don't know if that means you're doing something wrong or you're doing something right, but here we are. So I was looking through the crew that we've got. Let's talk about them and come up with some pots and pans for how we might want to go forward. So looking at Stanley Da Silva, these skills currently, I mean, they're nothing to really write home about, although starting with 3 points of dodge might be kind of handy and a little bit of martial arts. Every one of our people have pretty good heart. I think all of them have like, they might all have a 10 except for one person who has an 8. So those are really good heart levels, which is good for hit points and good for staying loyal to the liberal cause. And if we look at Stanley in particular, he's got high charisma as well as a pretty good agility. So to me, this means, so high charisma means we could make them as someone who persuades people and therefore recruits their own characters and might become sort of a, I don't know, a step in our totally not a pyramid scheme of a cult here. So that's possible. But the other thing is it does mean they could have a very high disguise skill, which could be good out in the field. And high agility, I think agility is linked to stealth, but also a lot of the combat stuff. So Stanley here has the potential for being a combat squad member and possibly even like leading their own and starting a big recruit train. So that might be something we look into. If we pull them into our squad, like right now, I'm perfectly happy with Petra wandering around doing like solo ninja stuff, right? But if we go and assemble an actual squad with ourselves, they will start to collect juice as we go and do various civil disruptions to try to get attention for the liberal cause. So Stanley would get some juice, which would boost all their stats, but also give them the ability to start recruiting people. I believe up to... So every so many juice break points, like this 10 juice break point will give you some stats. It won't give you an extra recruit max. The 50, I think, will. And I think it caps, well, I don't know if this is a juice cap. I don't know if there is a juice cap at all. But at 500 juice is when you reach the maximum bonus of 6 recruits, or I should say 6 additional recruits, because this applies to a founder as well. But just our founder starts with 6 to start off with, and so can get up to a total of 12. So I think Stanley has potential for long term. I mean, they'll never carry heavy weapons. They also won't be particularly good at hand-to-hand or with clubs or anything like that. But otherwise, they should be perfectly groovy at that sort of thing. So we might look at training Stanley into something like that. And I don't think I'd want to get Stanley arrested. So as a result, I have changed, I don't remember what they were, but I changed Stanley over to soliciting donations. I don't think that's going to raise a lot of money, but should train a little bit of persuasion, I think, and just keep them a little bit safe for now. And we'll pull them into a squad and we'll see what we can do with them later on. Veronica Simon is the one with the teaching and tailoring. So again, heart of 10. Nothing really else to write home about, really, other than intelligence of 10, which does mean a very high cap on teaching, tailoring, and a variety of other things. We could have them focused on learning lots of intelligence-based stuff, keeping the teaching high, and sending it to other people, or we just keep them grinding out on tailoring. The other thing we could do for tailoring is we could go and liberate some sweatshop workers. We could also do something like recruiting a fashion designer who might start with a much higher tailoring. For now, I think we'll just have them continue to grind out very basic clothing to sell, just t-shirts to sell. What we might consider is once we hit 3, or ideally higher, but it is pretty slow, but maybe at tailoring a 3, we'll see about intentionally making an outfit, and then we can sell those at the pawn shop, and it might end up being a higher profit. because it takes a certain amount of material cost to make an outfit, and then we sell it for a certain amount of money, and that might be more than the amount that you'd make daily selling t-shirts. I don't know if the skill game would be the same, higher, lower, or what, but it should still go there. The one advantage to having Verano here on sell t-shirts job is it will also boost the business skill, which that's the thing. As both these go up, the t-shirt sales should improve as well. And as the world becomes more conservative as well, our counterculture t-shirts should do even better. Garrett here. Hold on. Where's my notes? I have a spreadsheet. By the way, if you are on the Discord, I over in the Liberal Crime Squad channel, I've posted like my little spreadsheet and the notes I've had for things, so you can still join the discussion over there. So Garrett, who is our emo, right, still has the high charisma, right there, high intelligence. Garrett does have the heart of only 8, which isn't as good. You don't have any agility, so you're not really ever going to be part of a live combat squad. And you do start with the high street smarts. So the high street smarts does make me lean towards let's just have them sell brownies. I think this person is not a permanent addition to our group. This is let's do some stuff for now, which kind of leans into the brownie kind of thing. I don't like that your heart is quote unquote only 8. So, what if you did roll over? What we could do is we could bring Garrett we could grab a bunch of our people in a quick little crew, just go and spray paint. I think like 5 walls. I think it's 2 juice per walls. So if we spray paint 5 walls, everyone in the group would get up to juice 10, which would give them level, which would boost their stats slightly. But apparently the juice level is also one of the things that helps to determine whether or not someone would rat us out if they got arrested. So a little bit of a baseline there. Just to help cover that might be good, but maybe it's okay. And the street smarts does help stop you from getting arrested. And because the drug laws aren't super conservative right now, I think they're at the moderate level, right? It means we don't get quite as much from selling brownies as we might otherwise, but it also means the enforcement isn't quite as aggressive. And so Garrett might be fine. So I think I'll probably keep Garrett on selling brownies. Hopefully that doesn't come and bite us in the behind. Theodore, and at some point, again, I'm going to nickname these people. For now, we got a small enough crew that we can be on a first name basis with everyone, but at some point, everyone gets some cool nicknames, I think. I think Theodore is another potential for kind of a long-term addition. You don't have super high agility, although you should have enough to be competent in various forms of combat. You have insane heart. And you have some charisma. So again, you should be able to be someone who we could mold into a half-decent sort of squad member with disguise, stealth, some combat skills, and you might be able to go and sub-recruit some other people. And of course, these stats will go up as the juice goes up. So I think you might be another kind of a longer-term potential person. I'm assuming you were probably selling brownies, hence the street smarts, persuasion, and business going up. But I'm switching you over to soliciting donations, which still raise your persuasion. I don't know. You know what? You've got so much heart. And if selling brownies still increases persuasion, as it seems to do, maybe we just put you there. I mean, it'll suck if you get arrested because you've got some potential for us. But I mean, I'm not going to say you're God tier. If we lose you, I don't think we cry over it. Okay, I've convinced myself I'm going to switch Theo over to continuing to sell brownies. Go back to selling brownies. And then Mara, I can't actually access the character sheet, the full character sheet from here, but I guess we got enough stats. Mara, I also have, I guess I skipped over Marion. Sorry, Marion. Marion is less than impressive to me. Obviously the high heart. She's got decent charisma, but that's kind of all. She's got a smattering of different skills, but they're all at kind of low level. Like nothing really stands out. So I think it's just going to be have her sell brownies, and if she gets arrested, no loss whatsoever. But Mora is someone else who's got some potential for a bit of a combat squatty because of decent agility, decent charisma. Also starts with some stealth, which is nice. Some other useful skills, which is all lovely. So you do have some art right now. Now, see, I do wish I could expand this out. Selling art, I'm assuming, isn't going to raise your persuasion. It's going to raise your art. It's going to raise your business. You know what? I bet you this doesn't really make much money, right? So maybe we do just flip you over to solicit donations just on the reason that it does train your persuasion. Before we bring any of these people out on a thing, I think we are going to want them to train like one level of stealth if they don't already have it. But let's have them do something like this. We still mostly need these guys just to make cash money for us. Now let's talk about Petra. So with Petra, if I go to the full character sheet, we're almost at juice level 50, which would give us one more recruit, which might be worth doing. Might be worth just popping out, spray painting a couple things, just getting us up to 50 and doing that. We still have kind of the second-rate black block outfit. I think, though, I really want to move towards doing some infiltration of the cosmetics industry. I want to free some bunny rabbits from being tested on just to see if mascara will give you an eye infection or not. To do that, I think we need a few things. First of all, I'm going to want a lab coat to fit in, but that's fine. We can just go and buy one. Or we could craft one as well. That's a possibility. I would probably be happier if our disguise skill was higher. We haven't done anything that needs it yet, but basically, if we're somewhere we're not supposed to be, and we're wearing appropriate clothing, so if we're wearing a lab coat in the cosmetics lab, then whenever we walk by people, it'll do a disguise roll, which will train disguise, but also could fail and get us into a little bit of trouble. And a 2 is pretty low. And then the other thing that works with is with stealth. And I think we need at least 1 point of stealth for that to start being a roll and therefore gaining some XP. So what I propose with Petra to start off with is we go to assign tasks on Petra, and we're going to go education and learning, and we're going to study a skill of stealth. You can't take a class in stealth. So I'm going to study a skill in stealth, and I believe it gives you 0.05 per day. So in 20 days, we should have 1 skill point in stealth. So we've got everyone assigned. Let's go and wait a day. Boop. Oh, I still have some meetings. Oh yeah, Alf McIntyre. Yeah, see, I quite like you. The Heart 10, Agility 9, Charisma 8. Again, another one of those possible, like, kind of long-term investments. A little bit of teaching, which might help out later on. No other, raw combat skills. We'll just keep chatting with you. Oh, looking up. Boston, Massachusetts. Pollution might not be so bad after all. Oh, well, that makes things easier. Pollution, not so bad after all. The National Freedom Association recently released a wide-ranging report detailing recent trends and the latest science on the issue. Among the most startling of the think tank's findings is that a bath in raw sewage might actually increase a child's attention span. Wow. When questioned about the science behind these results, a spokesperson stated that, "I just tried it myself and I feel like $1,000,000. Cops of blood. I'm okay, that's just ketchup." You have to realize that the fruits, nuts, and flakes of the environmentalist left often distort these issues to their own advantage. All we've done is introduced a little clarity into the ongoing debate. Why is there contention on the pollution question? It's because there's work left to be done. We should study much more before, and then it does just cut off there, but, Well, there you have it, folks. I guess we don't have to worry about the environment at all. I suspect if we go to media overview and impact, yeah. See, look at this. This has decreased the sort of liberal viewpoint of the public about pollution by 10%. Damn. Oh, the article here keeps going. Work to be done. We should study more before we urge any action. Society really just needs to take a breather on this one. Yeah, but how do you breathe with all the pollution in the air? We don't see why there's such a rush to judgment here. Well, there we go. All right. So that's not going to help us at all, but that's okay. I did skip a day, right? So we have, there you go, 0.05 stealth indeed. So we're going to go, so now we should be at 0.1. Oh yeah, just keep chatting here. Should we go and get the level and just recruit you? You know what? I think I'm convincing myself that I should. Okay, let's go forth and stop evil. Oh, the housing project is still shut down. So I guess we'll just go to the train station for a sec. And we'll just go and spray paint. What's my juice at? Okay, so if I just do like 5 walls. 1. That might count as 2, I'm not sure. But just... Okay, so that's 5 spray paints. I'll do... Oops. I was on autopilot and got spotted. Do I have a criminal record? No, okay. I had a mask on, thank goodness. Whew, because it went all the way to alarm, not just suspicion. But yeah. I haven't been officially accused of any crime. I think because the black block outfit has a mask, I think maybe there's a chance to avoid it. That was almost really bad. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. Maybe it's 1 juice per wall and maybe the double wall doesn't count. Okay. Well, I mean, I couldn't have done more walls anyway because I got in some trouble there. Okay, let's come back over here and just be way more careful. Oh my God, I just left. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I got to get my hands in the right place. I'm very shaky and twitchy today. Okay. When I went down, so I went down and then towards left, I didn't realize it takes a second to, you got to do an extra animation step to go through the door. Okay. No one in this tile. Spray paint. Mathematician. Interesting. Right, we'll just ignore you though. Okay, back here, good, no one there. I'll do a few more just in case. Yeah, we can pick the lock, get a little bit of a security skill. I forget that these guys have some locked doors. I wonder if we can get a level up in security while we're here. Unlock the door. Spray paint. Spray paint. Spray paint. Through here. Oh, there's some suspicion. All right, let's get out of here. We won't get the security level up, but that's fine. Ooh, that is a conservative nurse. Oh, there we go. So that did trigger disguise. I think because there's some suspicion and they were very conservative. We got a little bit of disguise skill there. But yeah, the gang member doesn't care. Okay. I clearly leveled up in juice because now I can offer to let Alf McIntyre join. Perfect. Okay. So I wasted a few days. Stupidly, but that's okay. We struck again, indeed. We can confirm, there we go, we're 50 juice, and we can confirm we are still not charged with any crimes. We're at 7 of 7 for recruits. All right, that's okay. So let's assign Alf a job. I think, why don't we go and make sure you've got your level of stealth out of the way? Or, what does it matter? I'm not going to bring you right now anyway. No, I'm just going to put you on some solicited donations. Uses persuasion and street smarts, which street smarts too is training. Street smarts is actually quite nice. And let's take a quick gander at our finances. Yeah, see, we're making no money on the donations and t-shirt sales, and that's with more than one person on donations. So the brownies are still really the only source of actual income we've got here. Well, I guess we got 3 people on brownies. It's not like they're making money hand over fist. But yeah, the 2 people making donations, remember Alf hadn't started yet, are totaling 3. So $1.50 each. I think it was $3 from the t-shirt. And then what was it, like 40 from the brownies? But I think I still kind of like this plan. Okay, and then I'm also, oops, going to assign time. Am I misclicking all over here? It is, I'm recording in the morning and I'm drinking my coffee and I'm feeling very twitchy. So maybe, you know, it's not a Twitch game here. But maybe I should lay off the hotkeys completely if I have it all possible and really focus on the mouse UI here. Education and learning, study a skill. This, you can't click. You do have to hit R on this one. So stealth. Okay, so it should be 18 days for me to get a stealth level 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me just double check. There we go. We're halfway, so it should be 10 more days over here. And our money is going up, and things are being safe, and they're cross-training some skills, so that's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Theodore Snowden is accosted by police while selling brownies. As you exit, now in this case, the you is Theodore. As you exit the site, you notice you're being followed by conservative swine. There's a police gang unit chasing me. You're on foot. We could try to lose them. I mean, I guess that's the thing to do. Try to run away. The police unit, gang unit can't keep up. Theo, doing your cardio. Maybe that's what the high heart is representing over here. Really good cardio. Okay, looks like you've lost them. Out of curiosity, Theo, is this giving you a criminal record in any way? No, because I think it would show up over here if you had one. Oh, wow. Oh, wait, that's Marion. Theo. Wanted for drug dealing. Yep. Okay, and resisting arrest. I mean, eventually... Ooh, that did generate 1 heat over here. Well, first what we're going to do is we're going to put up a flag. We can't possibly be crazed liberal activists. We're good old patriots over here flying a flag. That couldn't possibly be us. Do we move Theod? Theo. I mean, we could also invest in our location here. Although we don't have enough money for that. We could cut Theo out. We could keep them at home. Now, Theo, you're the one with the insanely high heart, right? I think you're fine. Just keep at it. Hopefully develop a little bit more skill. And then where are we at here with our stealth? Okay. So we were at We're also gonna go law pass, I think, at the start of the month. So we're at 0.8. Oh, heat went up even higher. Oh, that's no good. Okay. Do we move to an apartment? I think the number of people is also a way to raise heat. I think we can move into the projects. We have to pay rent monthly. I don't know what else is a shelter. Like, I think, again, these apartments, I think, are valid. The condominiums, maybe. I don't know if there's any other free spots. Should I try to move to this housing project? I think I will. Okay. Raskin Street Housing Project. So we're going to go there. And my goal, come here and talk to the landlord. There we go. Rent a room. $200 a month and a security deposit. Okay, that'll be fine. Okay. Oh, and that ends things. I wonder if I should go and pick some doors first. Okay, but then if I can review score, assign new bases to the squadless. So the projects A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Do I leave Theo behind? No, let's move everyone. Yeah, the heat's 0 here. We'll fly a flag immediately as well. I think it doesn't increase the secrecy, but I think this might be the base secrecy. No, this will change if we upgrade the site. So I don't know. I don't actually know what the actual function of the flag is. I thought it increased secrecy or somehow countered heat, but I'm not sure. Now, I want to go, and I still want to finish my stealth. So I want to research stealth for 4 more days here. So Petra, education, study a skill, stealth. Wait a day. Oh, no, the heat's going up. Okay. Theo. Hold on. What if we keep the apartment as the totally legal place? And what if we... so the abandoned station... So I think DEF, I think you 3 were the ones that were selling brownies. So yeah, what if I send you guys, Garrett, Theo, Marion. Oh, no. Garrett. Oh, station. Garrett, Theo, Marion. And then the project's Mara comes here. So you 3 selling brownies out of the other location. Congress is acting on legislation. Yeah, end of the month. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the heat situation does on both of those. Okay, so these are moving in the conservative route over here. If they were green, they'd be moving in the liberal direction. If they're red, these are resolutions, these are laws that are being passed in the conservative direction. Protect the symbol of our nation, so I'm assuming they're going to try to make the flag burning laws more strict. I think they were elite liberal right now. And deregulate political fundraising, because of course it's really important that corporations are people and that money is free speech. That's very important. These should all pass because the Congress and Senate both are leaning conservative, and the president will indeed sign into law. So yeah, they both pass easily in both the House and the Senate, and the president, I'm assuming that means they've signed it and not vetoed it. So yeah, things have gotten a little bit more severe over there. Okay, there we go. Heat is 0 here. If I check the other locations, the old train station, heat 2. So is that just a factor of the fact there's someone there with a record? That is what I'm wondering. So the train station might get hit. And they might arrest the 3 people, in which case I might just tell them all to give up. If the heat is based purely... Well, here, okay, let's experiment some more. Right? Only one person has a criminal record. Only Theo Garrett. So I got to keep this stuff properly straight. Yeah, Theo is wanted. So let's try to move Garrett and Marion back to the projects, leaving only Theo at the station. And then let's see what that does to the heat. I'm setting south, wait a day. Heat is still 0 here. Train station heat is still 2. And with only one person there. Okay, so it specifically follows the people with the criminal record. Okay, I think this is fine then. So people doing illegal things can be in our safe house, but if they ever get spotted, we have to move them off or cut them out. I wonder if the heat is 2 because he has 2 different crimes associated to him. I don't think that's directly linked over there. All right. So we need 1 more day, and now we should have a stealth stat of 1. Perfect. Now, before Petra goes and starts to release the cute little bunnies from the cosmetics cages, I think I would like a little bit more disguise. Now, we saw that we can get some disguise. If you get a little bit of suspicion and then you walk around and walk by some conservative type people, you have to do some disguise checks to pass that. And, you know, that'll train it up. And I don't think I want to go, I'm definitely not going to school to like max it out, but we're going to invest some of the money that we've gotten to send Petra to take some drama classes. It used to be that the classes here were just named the type of the class, and you had to sort of like, wait, what does this mean? So there's like a drama class, and it's like, well, that gives you disguise, but you didn't necessarily know it gave you disguise. Here in New Age, they tell you what the skill is, and then they describe it over here. So we can learn disguise, acting, theater, becoming a character. So yeah, we're going to do that. Spend $30 a day taking a class on disguise. Letting everything continue. There we go. Disguise. Oh, it's going up fast. Look at this. Passed a class in disguise. Interesting. Is it just... It didn't tell me that when I hit 3. I thought I might have canceled the class. Like, oh, maybe you can't. Or maybe that's a milestone at which point it becomes a little harder. It's still going up pretty quickly. Or 5 even. I don't know. Okay. Now I'm feeling a little okay. We've got a little bit of stealth, a little bit of disguise. Money's still coming in, slowish, but that's okay. Let's go forth. We're going to go shopping. We're going to go to the oubliette because we want to buy a costume. Well, actually, hold on. Let's take a quick gander at Veronica. How's your tailoring? Tailoring's not a little harder, although the lab coat is a little bit harder. No, I think I'll just go ahead and buy one. So shopping, the oubliette. Carry forth our plans. Purchase a Halloween costume, a lab coat. $200. It ain't cheap. But there you go. We've got ourselves a lab coat. The spray can is fine. So now, because we are capped 50 juice, we can't go up any higher than this with just spray painting. We're going to go forth and stop evil. We're going to go to the University District. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in a cliffhanger. I just noticed the timer. We're going to go to the cosmetics thing where we have to A, break in. B, we have to sneak around, sneak past people, constantly having to pass disguise checks. We are going to look for expensive loot to grab. We're going to look for lab equipment that we can smash. And we are going to look for cages that we can bust open to free up the cute little bunnies. That should do a lot for our rep. When we look at the media overview over here, right, we did a little bit of action in a few places. I think this is more spray painting, yeah, vandalism and stuff like that. So we're getting a little bit more known. People are liking us because our cool graffiti is awesome. Everyone loves graffiti all the time. That's always the way to like flip people's minds. We're just reminding people what could possibly go wrong. What could possibly go wrong with resisting a fascist regime? But we have to take it to the next level. And in particular, I think one of the things that's going to happen is as we push, so if we go and we're going to raise awareness by going into this cosmetics place, we should be able to shift the public interest here. More people should become aware of the treatment of the animals, which should increase the number of people who deplore this animal research, and it should increase the public interest at the same time. People are very aware of environmental regulation stuff right now because of that one article, but this dropped, and this would have been a higher number before that article. So they're more aware but less supporting overall. But yeah, so we're going to see about pushing that, which might be good because right now, with only a third of people being against animal research, the public as a whole has a conservative-leaning mindset when it comes to animal research. Maybe we can push that mindset towards the moderate branch through that. There might be some other secondary things that happen here, and certainly it's going to get us a little bit more attention. Look at this, 21% of the population of the United States, or maybe that's just polling the city, but no, I think this is supposed to be nationwide, have heard of us, and 5% consider us a force for good. You can see the general opinion is arch conservative, so 95% of people do not consider us a force for good. I can't imagine why that might be the case, and 80% of people still haven't heard us, but still, there's still something. All right, and at some point we'll have to break into the radio station and see what kind of shenanigans we can do there. But that is going to be the end of today's video. I'm excited for increasing the level of our illegal activities. Oh, we also got some more stat boosts because we got another juice breakpoint. So you can see our agility, intelligence, and charisma is all at a 10. Heart is now at a 16 here, so which also further raises more of our caps on various skills, which is lovely. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.